Welcome Speedway fans to an XSRAtv race recap on YouTube. Hey, how would you like to see and hear from some of your favorite Speedway racers before they put their helmets on and get on the track? We're going to follow Wilbur Hancock around in the pits as he talks to some of the racers before the tapes go up at Costa Mesa Speedway's Bobby Boogaloo Schwartz Night and Junior Speedway event. Be sure to subscribe to this channel and give these racers some likes.
Aaron, coming after a flyer of a week last week, you had some amazing starts, but just got the better of you in the main event there. How do you feel coming into this week's?
Yeah, it's definitely a confidence builder after last week. Won all my heats, won the semi, and clear winner in the first main event start, but made a mistake on the restart, got antsy, and hit the tape. So looking to repeat, how we did last time, except pull off a win now.
So coming into a race like this, having the issues that you had last time, I wouldn't say issues, more of that you kind of cheat the system a little bit. What's the mindset coming into something like this? Is it a little bit different? Are you trying to move it forward? Slower reaction times? What are you thinking?
Yeah, just to be patient. I got wound up after making such a good start in that main event that, we had to restart, and I was a little antsy. So that's on me. We learned from it, and setup-wise, same thing, and we'll approach tonight the same way, and the plan is to always win, so we'll see what happens.
Randy, I don't know if you want to call yourself a legend here, but welcome back to Costa Mesa.
No, this guy doesn't call me a legend, so he's the legend. So I'm just a Costa Mesa guy.
Coming off of two solid nights of racing, how are you feeling coming into the third round of racing?
First round was a little bit scary for me, but last week was really had a lot of fun. Last week was good. It was like comparative to the first week, more like Costa Mesa that I remember.
You trail back to the times where my dad was racing as well here. How does it feel to come back with the fans, the excitement, and just like the aura of the International Costa Mesa Speedway?
Well, I'll tell you, first week was insane. I mean, it felt like there was 100,000 people up in the stands. And last week was the same thing. Harley Night was really, really cool. And yeah, that makes it that much more fun for a guy like me to come back and just hear the crowd and see everything that's going on and the Oxleys, everybody back. Right? What could be any better than this?
Jimmy, close to 3 years, back at Costa Mesa Speedway. How are you feeling?
I don't know. We'll see about the first ride. I'll let you know after that. It's been a while, but it's kind of like riding a bicycle. You never forget how to do it. It's just getting those first jitters out the first race, and we'll see how it goes.
Aaron contacted me a few weeks back, and he was like, I got to get Fishback back on a bike. And I was like, that would be so badass. But I didn't think much of it. Now here you are riding one of Aaron's bikes, right?
Yep.
Are you just excited? Are you nervous? What are you doing?
A little bit of both. Yeah, it was. He was trying to get me to come back for a while, and we've had a joke through a few buddies of mine, like Burmeister. If he comes back, I'll come back. If I come back, he comes back. But Tyson got hurt, and he kind of stayed away. But no, it was just more. Aaron called me, and he wasn't going to make it tonight, and I told him I'd fill in for him just for sponsors and get his bike out there. And a couple days later, he calls and said he's racing, but I'm on the program and I'm riding his spare bike. So I'm like, oh man. But you know what? It's fun. I'll just go out there and cruise around and have fun.
I mean, you've probably seen the crowd the past 2 times. It has been absolutely packed here. Are you excited to be back at Costa Mesa and then industry opening in a couple of weeks here?
Yeah, Costa Mesa is always phenomenal. Like, this is the Costa Mesa, right? It's packed every night. Yeah, we're excited. I'm excited for Kelly and industry starting up again. It's been a long couple years off for him. But yeah, it's Costa Mesa. We're glad to be back.
Well, best of luck to you tonight and have a blast.
Thank you very much. And thanks to Aaron Fox.
Gino, having solid rides the past 2 times here at Costa Mesa and then having Auburn as well. How are you feeling coming into the third round of racing here?
Yeah, I'm feeling really good. Day by day, each meeting feeling a little bit more confident. So, yeah, don't count me out. It's going to be fun.
Personally for you, what has been the hardest factor of coming back here at the races? Yes, speeder bike, like Jimmy Fishback just said, it's like riding a bicycle. You never forget. What was the hardest factor of coming back?
Definitely mental, because that's the thing with Speedway. It's so mental that people overlook it, and it's how you approach things. And I've learned over the years, like, you have to have a good mindset going into things, and this injury kind of messed me about, but took the time I needed, and now just plugging away.
You had a lot of time off of the bike and a lot of time to kind of, for yourself, thinking about stuff. What's like the number one thing that you think about now for bike setups, track setups? Have you thought about anything else, or is it back to basics?
To be honest, it's just enjoying myself. I want to have a lot more fun, and then the only thing I think about is getting back over racing for USA.
You always tell me, like, I want to smile and wave, smile and wave. And is that your best confidence factor, like, going into every race now, just smile and wave and have a blast?
Yeah, 100%. That's the thing. One thing about mental is that you have to have a good attitude and be positive, because even the happiest and goofiest ones, if you're more relaxed in the final, that's the way to go.
New Yorker, now Cali living. How you feeling coming into Costa Mesa? Third round of racing.
Pretty good. Track looks pretty mint, and I'm just excited to get some laps in.
The first week was a really rough track, and I've seen many videos and heard many stories of tracks in New York being super rough. Was it kind of like I'm liking this, or is it you were comfortable? How were you feeling?
No, I was not comfortable at all. It was pretty grippy, almost hit the wall a few times, but we managed to stay on two wheels all night.
Gino has been kind of taking you under his wing and giving you help. What's the best piece of advice he's given you?
There's so much he's given me. Honestly, I can't even tell you. There's just too much. He always fills my brain and picks my brain. Always gets my brain going. It's kind of a lot.
He was just telling us right now, just like always smile, always wave. Are you kind of incorporating that, or are you kind of like, you know what, game face, let's go do this?
No, I've started to take the goofy side and just like, it's stressful racing, so you just got to kind of like ease up and freaking just be yourself.
The kid, Billy Janniro, how you feeling coming in the third round of racing?
Pretty good. I need to step up my game a little bit, so we're on it tonight. We're going for it.
You've had solid results the past few times here. Incorporating what you've learned over the past few years, like in the first night, it was such a tricky track, then coming back the following 2 weeks, and it was really smooth, and back to Costa Mesa the way it always is. What are you thinking about it tonight?
I'm thinking make good starts and lead from the front. That's what you need to do.
You have great sponsors, great backing. What's like the best piece of advice you could give a young up-and-coming 250 rider?
Be professional, just make sure everything is on point, don't do nothing stupid to piss people off, and just have fun.
I can't say much more, but good luck and have a blast tonight.
Thank you.
Good. Austin, coming off of a win last time. Your bike's still getting ready for the night being. How are you feeling?
Pretty good. I had a broken frame last week, so we had to switch frames out, and hopefully it goes the same way, but we'll see.
Coming into a track like Costa Mesa, you always have great results here. You're the crowd favorite. You're the wild man. How does it feel to be back in front of a crazy crowd like this?
It's good. It's amazing to be here. It's always good to be at Costa Mesa, but the track is always perfect, so you know what to expect, and you can give it your all.
You've been through it all. You've raced for the United States team. What's the best piece of advice you can give for an up-and-coming rider?
Just have fun with it. Like, truly just have fun, and just when you're having fun, you're doing your best. So just have fun.
When you look at all your competition tonight, how do you feel? What do you feel? Where are you going to do? Do you have a game plan? What is your number one goal for tonight?
Honestly, Jimmy Fishback is the man that's in my head, because that guy is crazy on a bike, and he's back, so we know we're going to have another Billy Janniro in the field, so it's going to be a good night.
That's awesome. Well, have a blast and good luck.
Thank you very much, man.
Slater Lightcap coming off of a couple main events here at Costa Mesa. How you feeling coming to the third night of racing?
It's feeling good. The track's held up about the same for the past 3 weeks, which is great, and we got a good field of riders here, so it should be a good night.
You're an up-and-coming rider, kind of scaring the whole field. What is your game plan for tonight?
Just consistency. That's key. Just riding consistent, getting those heat wins, and making the semis. That's the goal.
Now, setup is a very important thing for the bike. What's the best piece of advice you can give for an up-and-coming junior on bike setups or what to look for on a track?
Don't overdo it. I think if you're an upcoming rider, just keep your basic setup and just focus on yourself on the track.
For sure. How does it feel to be back in front of crazy fans like the last two times?
Oh, Costa Mesa is great. The fans here are really, 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 really amazing. They're really loud, and it's really live here.
Awesome. Well, good luck and have a blast tonight.
Thank you.
Help you out tonight. Oh yeah, I put this on. And this was in Poland when it was Iron Curtain. And this day of that time, I remember there was a military policeman. The size of the Coliseum was the track, and the military policemen had a row of bullets around them and a machine gun at the end of each row going up the stadium, the size of the Coliseum. And it was really pretty weird to see all that. I never saw it again after that. So then I had my gold medal from Bruce Penhall and I winning the world best pairs in Poland that time, for the first time since Jack Milne had won a gold medal. But then Bruce won, of course, at Wembley, and the individual later on in September, which was really great for us and our team because we were really doing pretty good over there and overseas.
Now, coming into a race like that where you had military policemen and machine guns, would that mess with your head, or was it like, well, this is how it is, we're just going to go race Speedway?
It didn't mess with my head, except that it was different because it's the only time I ever saw that. Even when I went back to Poland when it was Iron Curtain, it wasn't ever military policemen or Czechoslovakia at the time. So that was one time that I saw that, and they were at the end of each row. So nobody got out of hand, and they didn't clap, they whistled. That's how they congratulated you. They didn't clap their hands. They did this whistle, and it was 60,000 people there that day. So that was pretty darn cool.
Now, learning so much and being over there racing with Bruce, what was the number one takeaway that you brought back to the States after that?
Just all the racing I got to do and was able to perform with a lot of confidence coming home. Each time I would come home in a rider coming home program, and I probably did it 4 or 5 times a year for a week and did all the tracks. So that's about what I remember at that time. But other than that, I'm just I was on several teams in England, and then the American team, and then I captained the team after Bruce left. But in 1982, we won every world final. The individual, the pairs, the team, the long track with Sean Moran. So we won all the gold medals that year, which was pretty darn cool. And that's the only time we did that, especially with our best captain, Bruce Penhall.
Now, you speaking of 60,000 people and filling the stands, now coming back to Costa Mesa, a sold-out crowd for the first time in 3 years. How was that feeling?
That feels good too, but I will say that year that in '81 when Bruce went to Wembley, he won in front of 93,000 people. So that was pretty cool too, and I was there, and that was wonderful for our team. And that's the year in '82, that's when we won every world championship.
Now, for an up-and-coming rider like myself, or a 250, 150, whatever it is, what's the best piece of advice through all years of experience that you could give them?
Practice, practice, and practice. That's about it, because that's what I did. I got a 5-gallon drum of fuel and go out to Indian Dunes and ride around in circles all day long until I blew the thing up at one time, really bad. But that was how it helped me get going in Speedway.
Now, coming into your 47th year of professional racing.
And I have to say, though, Sonny Nutter really helped me out a lot. I worked at his shop, and he helped me. I was racing 5 nights a week, going to high school. It was pretty hard to do that. Even my teachers let me leave to go work on the bike. My auto shop teacher especially. He knew my brother from 6 years earlier, and he let me go to the shop instead of going to his shop. And that was really cool. So I had a lot of help with the people that I knew that were all about helping me.
We were talking about like having high school friends, like people knowing. Did a lot of people know what you did and what you were trying to accomplish?
I don't think so. I know that I used to bring my bike to the auto shop, and the guys thought I was crazy. They thought it was a hill climbing bike or something, you know. And so that was kind of funny. But I tried, you know, I got to go to the auto shop a lot when. I guess I'm trying to say is that there was a time when I should have been in school, but he let me go to the shop at Sonny's to work. So I had 4 auto shops for periods, and he let me just go to the shop and work there. And then I would come in on the off season at night, and I would go to his shop then for the night classes. So I had a lot of help with the gym teachers. I got to be PE office monitor, for the handing out the towels in the cage. You had to leave. So I would show up at 45 minutes late. So I had like 60 tardies. And they gave me a BSS instead of an AEE because I was always late because I was racing every night and it was tiresome. So I got lucky there with that help from the school. It's really crazy.
Yeah. Well, that's awesome. Coming into your 47th professional year of racing. Is that true?
Yeah.
How are you feeling? Are you still just the fire's in you and you just want to go out there and put on a show for the crowd?
Not too fired up that much. I enjoy coming here and trying to get around safely. I'm not really worried about the winning part now because I'm 65 and it's not my turn anymore. It's really the kids and they deserve it, and I'm happy for that. I don't need to beat them.
Haven't seen Bobby yet. Where is he?
He's over there. I just talked to him.
Oh, is he? All right. Well, I was wearing this earlier waiting to see Bobby, but I never saw Bobby come in. So there's my Boogaloo Bobby Schwartz shirt. I think it was Quicksilver back in the day. And yeah, I pulled that out of the mothballs, and we're honoring Bobby Schwartz tonight. It's Bobby Schwartz night. Right on.
You gave Slater a pretty good run for his money last week, and I was watching that, and I was pretty amazed because you never seem to just lose it. You just want to win.
Hell yeah, I want to win. I'm hoping I can do that some more. We'll see how that goes tonight. And, we've got some things in the works, and hopefully things will get better and faster too. As long as I keep the rubber side down and the shiny side up, so I keep doing this, we're all good.
Coming into the last few rounds, we've had 7,000 people in the stands, just absolutely packed.
Awesome, like the old days, in the 80s, 70s, and 80s, the place was packed. It's just intense. It's great. Love to see it. Keep it going.
What's your best piece of advice for a junior coming into like a huge crowd? Just an amazing environment of racing. What's your best piece of advice?
You got to get got to get seat time enough just on the bike. Don't worry about what's in the stands. Worry about the track in front of you and get the lap times, the seat times. So get used to hanging onto that bike and what to do. And if someone lays it down in front of you, you can drop the bike, not go over the top of them. They have to learn to be able to drop that bike at a second's notice in front of them. If someone drops, they can save themselves from getting hurt. The more lap times, if you keep from getting hurt, you got more lap times. So, hey, we all hope that happens for all of us, but stuff does happen on the track. So it's all luck of the draw sometimes.
Coming from an interview when I was speaking with a kid, Billy Janniro, I was kind of looking down at him because he was sitting down. Now I'm speaking to a 6-foot man here. How you feeling tonight?
I'm a little beat up, to tell you the truth, but we've had a couple of good weeks, and we waited 954 days for the comeback of Costa Mesa Speedway, so there's no time for crying. It's just move forward.
Is there anything more you could really ask for after having 2 successful nights of Speedway? The fans, the environment around all the riders, they're all putting on a great show.
The atmosphere's been electric the last couple of weeks, and really as a promoter, you always want to create that, but there's not really a recipe to get it. It's a little hit and miss. It's the same thing with making a dirt track. Guys will ask you, how's it going to be? And you don't really know. So we anticipated that it was going to be well received and that people are super excited about the comeback. But, man, I never really in my wildest dreams thought that we'd have that many people from the Wayback Machine all back at Costa Mesa Speedway, and the enthusiasm, the level of competition, and the rider participation. It's pretty cool, and it's flattering.
I was so sad I had to miss out on the first 2 races. Just looking at the crowd, the environment, just everybody being so happy to be back at their track. Truly, it was, as a rider, it was making me so eager and so excited to come back to racing. And thank you for all you do.
Oh, we're just stoked to be here, and we're so excited about so many young riders. We can't wait to have you back on the program. And Costa Mesa Speedway, check us out on the web at Costa Mesa Speedway. And we run all summer, and we got a lot of great events in August and September. Also, Industry Speedway starts June 22nd, so check that out.
Thank you so much for all you do, and let's have a great night of racing.
Thanks, bro. Appreciate you, Dad.
We have now worked our way out of the pits, and we're talking to some of the up-and-coming juniors. Jose Navarrete, how are we feeling coming into the 3rd night of racing?
I'm feeling good, ready to win.
The track was amazing last week, and you put in some solid laps. How are you feeling?
I'm still feeling good, yeah.
Charlie, you have just been killing it up north in Auburn. Coming into Costa Mesa, pack stands the past few rounds. What's your mindset?
Mindset, just ready to win. That's it. All good.
I'm loving the cowboy hat. You're giving me like this full-on country vibe.
Yeah, got it.
Are you rocking country music in the stands too, or like in the pits?
Obviously, got it.
So before the race, what's your number one music to listen to?
Rap, Eminem, for sure.
Eminem?
Yeah, for sure.
What's like the number one song?
I have no clue.
Levi Lutz, you're rocking the cowboy hat as well. I don't know what's going on, but like you guys are killing it.
I'm feeling not so good coming into this race right now. I just got off a broken finger, so we'll see how it goes.
Injuries are a part of the sport, and it's happens. Coming into Costa Mesa, there was so many people. Are you excited, nervous? How you feeling?
Excited and nervous, just because my finger. I just don't know how it's gonna feel out there, so we'll see.
I'm gonna give you a good piece of advice is that just because you injured one finger, you got 9 others.
Yeah.
It's a 9-to-1 ratio. I think it'll be good.
I'll be good. Hopefully.
Owen, you're everywhere. You're road racing, flat track, and speedway. Is there something that you can put your finger on?
I don't know, man. Not. Mainly road racing, probably. I'm here to have fun, to be honest. I just want to get the practice in. I want to get the good laps in and everything. I would love to do this full time, but it's just like with the other schedules and everything, we just couldn't manage to fit it anymore. I used to do all 3, but yeah, I mean, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling excited. I'm happy. Kind of nervous too, but with these kids, they've been racing the whole time, but just coming out here to having fun.
Dude, you might be younger than me, but I look up to you because you do every sport in the game, and it's so awesome to see. You have fans, you have supporters, but you also have some haters. Everyone's got to have haters. What's like your mindset coming into a race where the stands are just going to be packed?
I'm just excited. I love having it's nice to have the exposure out here with how many fans this is. Like, I love this place, the atmosphere. I love coming back here. I grew up here too. Like, I used to be in the stands when I was a little kid. My dad brought me out here when I was only like 4 or 5, just had little headphones on and everything. And I always dreamt of being down here. And it's like, I just feel really lucky to have all the opportunities that I have, like you're saying. And I feel like it's giving me a lot of experience. You know what I mean? So I'm having fun.
You're doing autograph signing, you're mingling with the fans. Coming into a speedway race like this, you have like your sponsors, your supporters. What's like the number one piece of advice to someone? Were you trying to fit in with work? You trying to fit in with school? What's a great piece of advice for an up-and-coming rider?
I would say not to be too hard on yourself. If you plan to do this full time, then you have to really think about the big picture here, and you have to really think about if you want to make a career out of this and everything like that, you have to really think about the big picture, like I said, and to always look forward. If you make mistakes, then you have to really be able to bounce back from them, and I think that's something that I haven't even fully learned yet. I'll be honest. I've had rough days and rough weekends and rough seasons entirely, and you have to think about it. If you're going to be doing this for the long run, you have to always be able to bounce back, and I think that's what separates the good riders from the ones who drop out.
That's a great piece of advice. Good luck and have a blast tonight.